We got about a minute and 30 seconds on this. I'm playing J. Rue the Damager.
Uh-huh.
My mind spray. Just been hitting them with like that EPMD. Different songs to hear, scratches. Some DJ Premier, just so to give people an idea of how important producers and DJs are on music, since it's a lost art, so to speak.
Right.
So I definitely want to give our listeners, people who want to I have so many DJs following me. I want them to get an idea of what excites you in terms of this contest, and what kind of things you're looking at for flavor, what you think will make certain DJs stand out. Just give my listeners some inside tips so they could really take advantage of any feedback or insight you can provide for this contest, and just get them hype on it.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'm gonna throw this instrumental on. All right, y'all. So King Coca is queued up and ready to go. I wanted to give you guys a slick example of just what a DJ and a producer do for a track. We're gonna get in with some instrumental funk, since I'm talking to the king of the West Coast funk right now, and we're gonna just share some insight and whatnot. So let me open up his mic here and make sure that everybody can hear him loud and clear. All right, mic check 1 2.
Well, all right.
Oh, you sound fabulous.
All right.
Let them know who you are for all my listeners who got educated last night. I played some of your music. Let them know a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm known as the legendary Kokane from the west side of Pomona, California. And pound for pound, I am the most featured collaborative artist in the history of the music business. 30 plus years and still going strong. The legendary Cocaina.
That's right, man. Sugar cane, King Coca, my brother Cocaine. You know, there's so many songs that I love that I didn't even realize back then that was you. It wasn't until I was a little bit older and I started reviewing, digging deeper into features, digging deeper into producers and DJs, that I realized that signature sound was actually you on things like Snoop Dogg, things like we had some Brother Lynch, some Dre.
Yeah.
I mean, from the Bay all the way down throughout California. I mean, how did you get started? Who gave you your first break? Because you got your own indie music, and then you
Yeah.
have songs across so many people's discographies. Can we just let them know a little bit about how you got your start?
Well, music has always been in my DNA. You know, my dad, his name is Jerry Buddy Long Sr., and he's an established writer at Motown. Also an established arranger and orchestrator at Motown. Some of his works include Just My Imagination by the Temptations, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, basically a slew of hit in Motown. So you kind of say I had the cheat code, to the music, And I can remember going in the studio, and when I was a shorty at 5 years old, I knew this is what I wanted to do. And growing up in Pomona, California, it was a chain reaction of hip hop artists coming out there, from Rakim to Cool Mo D to UTFO to Wrecking Crew to Ice T. And plus, that was during the time in the 80s with the explosion of hip hop, funk, breakdancing, and pop locking. So it was a big part of Menudo. You know what I'm saying? And I used to do a lot of talent shows in the early 80s, following behind my cousin, Cole 187, from one of the most prolific groups called Above the Law. They the words that came from Above the Law is like ballin'. Now you see sports players saying ballin', and words like G Funk and words like chronic came from our camp. So I got signed in 1989 by, of course, Easy E, Miss Big Bro to this day. He created a legacy that's mind blowing. And 1989, signed to Easy E after doing my first 3-song demo in Pomona, California. And of course, Cole 187, aka Big Hutch, was the producer. And Laylaw is a contributing member of NWA, and Laylaw is Gomac Brothers. So above the law, cocaine. We was all together, and when Easy heard my demo, it didn't take long for me to get signed. He was like, "Dang, cocaine is every bit of his name. It's like once you hear his funk, you're gonna get hooked."
Yeah,
And
you're
plus, he raps. Plus, he do all these styles. So that was my humble surroundings. As far as being tapped into the music industry and doing records for real. And I first got put on in 1989.
you did something really daring with your first album. You named it. It's a self-titled album. Is that right?
Right, right. Well,
And
my first album came out in 1991. We finished it in 1990. And Easy E at that time made one of the biggest deals ever. He was considered our West Coast Russell Simmons. He did a deal with Above the Law, Cocaine, and this group called Poor, Broken, Lonely. Chris the Glove and all them was around.
yep.
And right when I was getting ready to put out my record, um, because Easy E had a distribution company with Epic Records, but right like 2 or 3 months when we was finna put out our record, they changed the name to the title and called me Who Am I? Because at that time FCC laws wouldn't play cocaine, wouldn't even have the name cocaine.
No, War on
Even if
Drugs
we
was
turned it
big.
around. So yeah, so they called me Who Am I? And people was going to the record stores. Well, they was like, well, who the hell is this? We looking for cocaine. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
In honor
But that,
of you, I wore my Marijuana Cocaína Inc. shirt. I don't
hey,
have a
there you
Buddy Boy
go.
shirt yet, but I had to pay homage to you. I learned something new right now that I didn't know. I consider myself well versed in all things cocaine. I didn't
Hmm.
realize that Buddy Boy Entertainment, which is your label, has to do with paying homage to your father. That is so
Yeah,
beautiful.
because I'm Jerry Buddy Long Jr. So it makes sense to have Buddy Boy Entertainment. I
I
run
love
that
it.
with my wife and my kids, and it's a family orientated business, like La Familia.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that you tie in the black and brown movement in that. You work with artists, Art of Rap Latino, artists like Namek,
Yeah.
young people, you put them under the wing, you give them an opportunity, black and brown unite when it comes to Buddy Boy Entertainment. So that's something that's really near and dear to my heart right there.
Well, you
Um,
got to realize when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to breakdancing, when it comes to all that, it was always black and brown. Low riding, black and brown. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't new to this. We true to this. It just had to get back to a point to where people can see that we're stronger together because we ain't no different from each other. We always rock with each other. You know what I mean? So a lot of the kids that are just coming into,
where
the movement of black and brown
there you are.
unity. Hello? A lot of the
Yeah, there you
kids
are.
that
Keep
are
going.
a lot of the kids that are coming into the black and brown movement, it's a beautiful thing. But you can't reinvent the wheel because we've been massing since the revolution. Real talk.
That's real
So
talk for sure, for sure.
so it's a
So
beautiful
the
thing.
The song you did, Nickel Slick, I'm gonna just call it Nickel Slick for FCC purposes. That was produced by your cousin Cole 187. Is that right?
Yes, that was my first record that came out called Nickel Slick, and that particular record is on the same soundtrack that introduced Snoop, Deep Cover. So just as well. And it's a funny story to that. Even though radio was kind of dissing me, Easy and them was pissed off. Dre, Hutch, Laylaw, they was pissed off. So Dre and Easy said, man, well, we're gonna put you on the NWA album. That's when
That's
you
right.
heard a character called Sweet Talk. Well, I write y'all across the USC.
Well,
You
all right,
know,
y'all. And that
yeah.
was Appetite for Destruction, right?
Well, I actually wrote Easy E 10 Gangster Commandments to on Appetite of Destruction. So radio at that time might have been dissing me, because they were so scared of cocaine. But I guess whatever God gave me, God given talent, it overshadowed all that. And Hutch would put me on a lot of albums. Like Dre and Easy invited me on the NWA, and then after Dre left, I did Any Last Words and did a bunch of stuff for Above the Law and Uncle Sam's Curse, just as well as introducing my second album, which was called Funk Upon a Rhyme. and that was the last album on the old school Ruthless. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Now, y'all, when he says any last words, I hope you know what he's talking about. So his iconic part is the part everybody sings. It's the end of the world and still ain't got no satisfaction. That's my boy Cocaine. If y'all do your homework, you're gonna realize every part of every song that y'all sing, the parts that you remember, those are Coca's parts. And I didn't
Right,
realize that when I met you.
right.
This is a funny story to when we met, so I'm gonna share it because it's a great memory of mine. So back in the '90s, I was a manager at In-N-Out Burger, and Snoop Dogg had just bought a house over in the Laverne area. He had a studio
Claremont.
in Diamond
Yeah,
Bar.
yeah, yeah.
I was a manager there off of the where the 210 ended back then. Now the 210 goes all the way, but at the time it had ended at Foothill Boulevard, and I was a manager. I was one of the youngest managers ever promoted in that company. So I'm working the grill because back then the manager had to run the grill, keep their back to the store, and still run the store. So that was some big boss moves right there. And I see this SUV come in, diamond white caddy SUV full of smoke. They roll the window down to order, and they order like literally like $50 worth of burgers, fries, and drinks and stuff.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, I didn't tell anybody, but in my head, I'm like, that's Snoop Dogg. So I'm already with the game plan because back then I was already touring with my band. So I'm like, I gotta move everybody around because I'm not trying to be on the grill right now. When Snoop comes up to the window, I'm finna rap for him, right? So
Hmm.
I move everybody around. You take fries. You take my grill. You. I move everyone around, right? So I'm at the window with the food. So I'm like, I got your food right here. I read it back to him. Of course, I'm not breaking no rules, but I'm like, before I give this to you, I'm gonna spit for you. I want you to tell me if I should trash it or if it's time to, crash this and run with my music. So here we go. So I ran it for him one time and he said, I'm gonna write my number on the back of this placemat here. You text me when you get off work. We're gonna be in the studio up in Diamond Bar. We're gonna be working. You come with your writtens. We're gonna get something done. I said, all right, bet. I came right after work, smelling like meat and onions. I did not even care. And that's when I met Cocaine. And Cocaine actually helped me to engineer one of the tracks. And that was the first one that I ever did professionally in a studio. So that's my history with meeting you, Coca. That was back in the 90s, like 93 shot.
Wow, wow. That's
So
amazing.
that was really dope. Yeah, I kept that in my heart. And then we ran into each other again when Namek was doing the song that you're on.
Right, right. Well, I actually did think I did 5 or 6 joints with him at that time.
Nice. I'm trying to think of which one we're on together. It was one of the first ones. I can't even
We did
recall
in
which one it is right now,
California.
but
You talking about the Hold It Down, the one you was in the video on.
it is that California joint. That's the one that it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So I definitely want to get deeper into some of your history because part of what oratory glory is
Hmm.
the spirit of the artist is going to tell the story for oratory glory. And what I try to iterate to our listeners is that we're all united through our experiences, and music
Hmm.
is the bridge that gaps the space between our experiences and other people's life and experiences. We're going through similar things, and sometimes through music or through sharing stories, we're able to realize that we're not alone during hard times. So
Right.
sometimes when your heart breaks, it actually breaks open, and that's what leads to the next chapter in your life, which becomes something that is part of what defines you. And I feel like you experienced a heartbreak similar to that. I think it had to do with doing a little bit of time and possibly some addiction. And once you got through that point,
Hmm.
you became who you are today, which is the legendary Cocaine. So can we talk just a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I'm an open book. You know what I mean? And maybe this inspire other artists, out there who do a pretty good job by pretending in front of people but be in the closet. So that's why I'm so adamant about my testimony. And plus, this, it was a roller coaster ride. So after like Easy E passed, that was our lifeline to a lot of things. Money and assets was frozen. I had babies at the time. Didn't know I was going, you know, pay some bills. You know what I mean? I could have went back and did the wrong things. So it put me in a deep dark depression. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's what it was back then. So back when I was dabbling and rolling up my primos, you know what I mean? It was kind of like helped me go into a creative zone, you know what I mean? And I would always run to studios, and I did my little thing, but I was a functional. I could clean up, I could do the tap dance, look good in front of the camera, but all the while I was going through deep depression. And a lot of people in the industry, they don't talk about their depression. They put on this illusion that everything is peaches and cream when it's not, because you got to realize this music industry is ain't no different than the dope game. Ain't no different than a lot of things. You know, there's people that extort people. There's people that die of this. There's people that get killed. There's all, and then there's the good things. But you know, I was dabbling with that, but it kept me going. You know, I used to stay up in the studio all the time, and as long as I had my little issue and smoke my little primo, my little weed, and do my little tap dance, it was cool. But then all the while, you know, it wasn't no true joy. It wasn't no true joy until I got broken, until I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And through that brokenness, I was blessed enough to have a virtuous queen. It's 37 years we've been together already, and we got 8 kids. So that was the realest person I knew. You know, after going to hustle for the right motives, but then you're around a lifestyle that is contrary to your own family. You know, it can put you into a different situation, different time zone, to where you can start becoming out of control. And I wasn't the first one. That's what helped me, is that I wasn't the first one and the only one that goes through this rocky road in the music industry and different other issues. So, you know, she kept with me, and it was a lot of it was, you know, right after that I thought I had some good win, is because we were able to, you know, this was like after Easy Pass, I was able to do a song and reconnect with Yella. We did a song called One More Ninja to Go off the Yellow project called This Is for the E. And it was with Scotty Brothers at that time. And that was going into 96. And the beginning of 96 was cool, is because I put a lot of the bull crap away, you know, like partying and getting high and stuff. And we came out with that record, and it did pretty good. And I, you know, that had me a chance to reconnect with Tupac. You know, me Spice. I'll tell you a funny story. Me Spice One just got through doing this record at Ice T spots. He used to have a spot off up in the hills in Hollywood. And Pac was my homeboy. Pac was like a brother. That's little bro. He used to come in 1990. Not to throw you off. In 1990, he used to always come and mess with Above the Law, NWA, Kokane, and Laylaw. So Pac was my partner. So in '96, when he got out, we rolling down the street, me and Chico, you know, Spice One, and we see somebody. We like, oh, that's Pac. So Pac turned his head and was like, he instantly, oh, Coco, my ninja, whoa, whoa, whoa. So we start linking in, and eventually it led us to do a song called Fortune and Fame, off Pac's One Nation album. We did that at Can Am because Pac was really, we was really connecting and doing something, you know. So it was cool that my partner, you know, because I knew Pac in 1990, that he was able to go ahead and have a platform, and he was popping. He was doing the Jim Belushi. He was popping. He was like, "Look, Chico, Spice One. Look, Cocaine. I want you to come down on this One Nation with me, and when you do, man, we gonna ride, man, with your type of style and stuff that you've been doing, man. I'm functioning with you." So we was doing all that with Pop, and then like some months later, well, a couple months later, Pac was like, I'm finna go to New York. I want y'all to come to New York. But I was at that time working my record with Yella. You know, this is for the E. So I said, I can't come to New York, but I might be able to go to Vegas with you. I said, me and Chico, Spice One, I always call him Chico, he called me Jerry. I said, we're going to meet you out there. We're going to go out there. So the day Pac was supposed to leave, he hit me up. I know he hit Chico up, Spice One. But Spice was like, he was doing something at the time. And I was up at Scotty Brothers off Santa Monica in LA, you know, in the office working my project. So I said, man, my ninja, I can't do it right now, but when you get back, we're going to link in, right? So I think it was like the next day, I get a call from Be Legit. That's my partner. I always function with E40 and Be Legit. I'm on a bunch of their albums. So we
That's
was
what's up.
chopping it up, and Be Legit said, "Hey man, they got pot." I said, "Man, what you talking
Mm,
about? The Teflon Don?" I said, they said they got Pac for real. So
mm.
I said, I'm gonna call you back, legit. So I turned on the news, and lo and behold, it was true. So I called some people, around, and come to find out it was true. So I hit legit back, and was like, man, wow, they got him, man. And I just dropped the phone and was in tears. I went into another room and cracked a tear because here I am. I done lost Easy. Now I lost another brother of mine, Pac.
Yeah,
So then right after that, it was like anybody killer. Anything I go to the I had to go to the studios after that, studio after studio. And yeah, I dabbled again in drugs, of course, because that was some type of creativity process. A lot of people mess with drugs just for the creativity. But I was going through two things. I lost somebody dear to me, and I wanted to be creative, numb the pain so I can write my pain on paper. Real
yeah,
talk. So once I did that, it was cool. And I didn't understand, what God had before me as far as being the most collaborative artist because I used to go to the studios, whether it was Too Short, E40, Mac Dre. It didn't matter who it was. You know what I'm saying? And 10 times out of 10, they would put cocaine on their stuff.
always.
So it started getting my name out there even more. And then I had linked in with my car now, you know what I'm saying, called SA Down, Mr. Kilo from Oxnard, the one who did Leaning Like a Cholo. I had went to jail and he was a contributing factor in that period on helping me out. You know what I'm saying? He was like, forget that cocaine, you did some great stuff. And it dawned on me like, wow, here's my brown brother. But I couldn't even come back to some of my cats that helped me in jail. And here he going, knowing we ain't supposed to trade in jail, none of that. We didn't do
Yep,
none of that. But at the same time, he made sure that wifey bills was paid at that time. And it was a short period, of course, like some months. And just took care of me. So I started building up with him. And it was cool for me because we hooked me, him, and Fingers hooked up at that time. And he was like, I want to put a record out on you. You know what I'm saying? So we start mixing it up. I start writing for him, and we just our relationship, our brotherly relationship, grew over the years, and that really kept me afloat too. So back when it was getting close to the hooking up with Snoop in 1999, that was good for me because now it made Cocaine name a household name because stuff that I did on the East Sider, stuff I did on Last Meal, then singing LA Ninjas off the Chronic 2001, that really catapulted my name over the top. So after that, I started hooking up with cats like P. Diddy, Cypress Hill, Busta Rhymes. Then I had a chance to write Jenny Rivera last English album. Shout out to Jenny Rivera, rest in peace. She was a good friend of mine.
shout out Jay Rivera. You know,
Yeah, so
you
it's a
you did
it's a
all
it's
of
a
that.
story.
You appeared on Dr. Dre's Chronic 2000.
Hmm.
I mean, it's we're cutting in and out, and I do want to make sure. I hope we could do a part two because we barely in the 90s, barely hopping into the early 2000s, and you
Right.
ain't even got started yet. There's still a whole nother another back half of the story, and we only got 15 minutes left of show.
Yeah.
So what I want to do now, hopefully we can have you back for part two and continue that. I do appreciate that you did a tribute song for Easy E as well as a
Hmm.
tribute song for Tupac. If y'all haven't heard that, I will set up a playlist. We had last night's playlist with cuts and scratches.
Hmm.
Tonight's playlist is going to be a tribute to Kokane and all of his features and work. Some of my favorite songs are going to be found on that there. So we're going to
Right.
play some of those. But cut forward to right now, you
Okay.
have this new track, which I'm going to pull up right now called Monkey Wasn't Funky.
Right.
And I want to share with everybody what this song is about, and we're gonna listen to it real quick together, and then we're gonna talk
Hmm.
about the contest. So I'm gonna cue this baby up. I'm gonna put it all the way loud for us. Oh, my baby, it doesn't want to play. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go around it. Doesn't want to play for me. It might be blocking, but you gave me the clean version, and I have that right here, so I ain't even tripping on that.
Right.
When one door closes, y'all, you just need to look around for a window, because there's usually a window open. So here goes Monkey Wasn't Funky. This is Cocane's track. I'm gonna play this right now, and then we're gonna talk about the contest, y'all, because there's some money involved in it. Here we go.
Yes, it is. Word up. Got my hamster, not my hamster, but my chinchilla cage in there. We'll move it right here.
I got kicked off. My apologies. But what I put on is Funke, which was on your Lemonhead album. So I put that
Oh,
now just to buy me some time here. I don't know what,
word.
plug my laptop in, and it just died. So we're still streaming live, and
Okay.
this is what's on. I don't know
How's
if
everything
I'm
sound?
putting
Cool.
the studio monitor up. Everybody wants to know how you get funky. I'm gonna pull that Monkey Wasn't Funky back up real quick. I got 10 minutes, but I gotta have this mask on or I'll get kicked out the studio. That's a rule right there.
Right.
Hopefully that shit stays on there. Okay, so let me get that queued up. We gonna run that back. All right.
Man, be stupid.
I think very deeply. Cocaine, he's an extraordinary.
All right, y'all. That was part one of Fun K. That's
Mm,
on the Lemonhead track. You can check that one out on Spotify. It is
man.
streaming on Spotify. We are going to flip back over to the Monkey Wasn't Funky, because that's the track that we debuting now. This one, there was a dance contest that just went on, that was on TikTok, and now we got something for the DJs. So I'm gonna throw this one on real quick and we're gonna check it, and then King Coca's gonna break it down for us and let us know a little bit about this contest. Here we go. Monkey Wasn't Funky. Monkey was a focus. Monkey was a focus.
Mm. Mm.
Monkey was a focus. Monkey was a focus.
Mm. It'll make you choke.
Monkey was a focus. Monkey was a focus. Please don't fail me now.
Word up.
All right, all right. So y'all get the idea. You get the basic idea on it. Let's just give them a little bit about the contest and let them know how they could enter, how long it's running, what they need to do. Break it down for them, Coco.
Okay, we're doing this contest. I'm giving away $3,000 to three participants. We're giving away. We splitting the purse up, but it's for the best DJs that can mix and master, cut and scratch to my new single called Monkey Wasn't Funky, which is available on all your digital platforms. So if you're a DJ, all you got to do to enter the contest is film yourself, cutting and scratching for like 1 or 2 minutes to the Monkey Wasn't Funky single, and make sure you tag your videos on Instagram at Kokane_OG, and follow the honorary judges from DJ King Assassin, DJ Despair, and my boy Classic from the Fleet DJs. You know what I mean? So it's real simple, man. You had a lot of heavy hitters come in. You see Curtis Blow and Gabe Drops, my boy Cool Rock Ski, Joe Cooley chimed in. So, it's a global contest, and the contest ends February the 5th, and we'll pick three winners, like I said, and really tap back into the culture with this particular record, Monkey Wasn't Funky, because it's getting people on the dance floor. Like you just said, Danny, prior to this DJ contest, we did a contest with all the dancers, pop lock and break dancing, just crumping with all type of varieties. And me and my boy, Cool Boy, who's a West Coast OG pop locker, we put it together, and it went all over the world, man. So it's one of those type of records. If you six, if you 13, if you 40, if you whatever age you are, you can get your Monkey Wasn't Funky on with this record, man. This record is buzzing globally. And like I said, the contest ends February the 5th. So if you're a hot DJ, you know what I'm saying? Even if you okay DJ, it's about having fun and getting this Monkey Wasn't Funky out there to the streets, to the ghettos, to the world.
I dig it. Thank you so much for putting this together for everybody. Once again, y'all, make sure you follow Cocaine. You can follow him on Facebook. He's got a Facebook page. He's on Spotify. He's available on Instagram. Very interactive artist. You can comment with him. He interacts back. I wish y'all the best of luck, DJs. You are very important. We value you, and King
Yes.
Coca is here to send confirmation of that. This contest is available to y'all. Make sure you tap in. I'm gonna start tagging DJs on my upcoming post, which is gonna be a contest post. And we wish you all the best of luck. I hope we could do a part two, brother Coca, because I don't feel like we got deep enough in this time.
Yeah, we could do a part two, but some of the things that I was telling you, and that's ironic, it's from our upcoming book too, called The Making of a Legend, that's coming soon. It'll be dropping this year. We also got a Cocaine Strand coming out. Shout out to Tree Mungles, and shout out to my boy Gato and Battle Rabbit. We also coming with the cocaine documentary and the fresh cocaine gear.
I
So
dig it. I dig it, man.
that's
It's all
what it
about
is,
that
man.
black and brown movement, man. We
That
rising up now. You know, we're lifting each other up. We are all one, and I love how you work together with your brothers and sisters to make it that way. So we appreciate you. I
and I
value
want to
you
I
so
want to
much.
say that too. Much love to my Chicano family, my Brown family, because not only that, being the most featured artist, I'm the most featured artist, black rapper in Chicano rap. That part, you
I
feel
dig
me?
that.
So I
Absolutely.
love all my brown people out there. We not the minority no more. We the majority. That's
That's
what it
right.
is.
That's right. It's what it's about. I will see you Monday for the B-side show, Oracle Edition. I cannot wait to have you on. And until then, salute and
Salute,
ring
little sis.
out.
Appreciate
Peace.
you and Jesse. Much love.
Thanks, Jesse. Appreciate you. Take care, y'all. This has been another episode of Oratory Glory, where the spirit of the artist tells a story. You just heard from my brother Kokane. He hails from Pomona, a beautiful West Side legend, G Funk King. Please do your homework, y'all. Support your local artists and DJs. And until next week, stay safe. I look forward to seeing you again on Oratory Glory, where the spirit of the artist tells the story.
Way, way too long.
Let go.